All right, it's 6:07 p.m. I'm going to call the Board of Zoning Appeals to order for 28 October 2025. Roll call, please.
Stephen Kikindle,
Here.
Mike Sablis,
Here.
Brent Wedding, absent. Joe Mullinex,
Here.
Richard Blair.
Here.
Would you like to be Rick or Richard?
Rick's fine.
Rick, okay.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we amend the agenda and do old business last and new business first.
Second.
Is that all in favor?
Aye.
Last month's meeting minutes.
What's that?
What about the last minutes?
I make a motion that we suspend the rules and dispense with the reading of the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
No.
So, and we are going to do the old business last. So we have a petition for a variance of special exception for parcel 5208-33-115-004-000-016. I gotta make these numbers shorter. At 568 East 5th, no, I'm sorry, at 73 South Holloman Street.
Yes.
We have anybody here for that?
Yeah.
Coming up, sir?
Huh?
Coming up to the podium, please, sir. And state your name for the record and give us a brief description of what you got going on.
My name's Carl E. Knight, and I'm putting a tiny home in. Come this Thursday. I'll be there around 9:30,
Okay.
and I just want permission to live in it because I've been, basically homeless, living in my truck and shit. It's been hard times for the last couple of years. So
I believe we have pictures of the home in the packet. So if you guys have checked those out. Now, with this, you know that you have to follow all the building codes.
Right.
I'm sure you've been explaining that. and all
Right,
that.
yeah.
I'm just going to reiterate it. And now this is a variance that we're granting to you.
right,
If you decide to sell this property, the new owners would have to come back to this board and also ask for variance.
okay.
I just want you to
I
know
ain't-
that, so you're
yeah,
not,
yeah.
whoa, I didn't know I had to do that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
So basically, the issue here is that we have an ordinance here in town for 850 square feet for a minimum dwelling. This one will be about half of that.
No, it's actually going to be close to that because it's going to have a full living quarter loft in it.
Well, we're talking about the square footage on the ground.
Right,
So, but, yeah, these are becoming quite the thing these days.
right.
Any questions from the board for this gentleman?
So you're going to have a foundation and everything?
Right, yeah. We're gonna have everything up to code. Gonna have water and sewer, gonna have lights, gonna have it all. And pretty much, I work with Dome Keys, and I travel state to state a lot. So really, I'm only home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. Fair enough?
I have a question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
So Carl had came in and got a permit to place that as a storage shed. Since he's requested the variance since then, we'll have to change that to an actual building permit,
Yes.
won't we? Okay, so we'll have to switch your permit around.
That's fine,
Okay?
Yeah, it's no big deal.
okay.
I just wanted to make him aware of that, too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Information is a good thing to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any more questions from the board?
You're going to have full water and sewage in that
Yeah,
little shed?
right,
You're going to insulate yourself and everything?
yeah.
What
It
kind of-
already comes insulated.
Yeah, it's a prefab.
It's a prefab home. It comes insulated. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna insulate inside the home, and I'm gonna make the inside of the home look like a log cabin look. So
How you
it's
gonna heat
gonna be neat when it's done.
How are you going to heat it?
Huh?
How are you going to heat it?
I was gonna heat it with electric. I'm not talking about space here, I'm talking about regular electric
Yeah.
heat.
Any more questions? I make a motion, we take it to a vote. I have a second.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Stephen Kokindall,
Yes.
Mike Sablis,
Yes.
Joe Mullenix.
Yes.
Richard Blair. or Rick-
Yes.
Okay, sir,
Okay.
you're good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I don't want those. We're there for news.
Okay. He has to call. We're just talking small requests. Yeah. Right. Okay, now to old business. 568 East Fifth Street. Come on up. Hi.
So I was wanting to know if I could get another 30-day extension on the move of that shed due to the fact that the company took forever to schedule the move. I was completely in compliance of everything. I have text messages, I have phone calls. I sent an email to Lisa, but I guess I didn't give enough communication that it was at the company's whim to move that shed. The beginning of August, Dave was hospitalized again twice, once for a heart attack, once for some life vest mishap and a couple more stents, and that put us back a couple weeks, but I was in compliance with the timeline and scheduling the move, and I have text messages on September 8th. I called the company, and they had me do text message for a couple of the communications. On September 9th, he said he received all of the thing. On September 11th, I called. We agreed to the contract, and he said he would schedule me. September 11th is when he said he would schedule me. On September 24th, I said, any updates? And he responded with, currently working on a date to schedule your move. I have a date coming up. I will let you know, thanks. So I couldn't give her a date because they were not giving me a date.
Lisa, when was the 60 days up? What date was that?
I think it was the 28th, 27th, 28th. It's on here, but it's kind of.
The deadline for the move, the 28th, or the 27th, 28th, it was in there, September 28th.
September 28th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a Saturday, like September 28th.
And
27th would have been the deadline, yeah.
The shed is moved. It's currently
Yes.
moved. It's out, they finally got me on the schedule and came and moved it. But, you know, when I got the first fee schedule, I called her and I was like, I told you I would let you know. And she said she couldn't do anything about reversing the fees because I didn't communicate with her. But I did
No.
communicate, I just
I said
didn't.
that when you first called me, you just asked if it could be close to the barn. I have all of our communication down.
Right.
I asked those questions.
No, I'm
when you got
talking
back
after
to
the
me.
fee schedule was sent, and I called you, and I thought that email was enough,
I
but
told you
it
to
wasn't
talk to Joe, and
apparently.
I even talked to Joe that day, and he said to have you come to the board,
Okay,
and which is what I responded to you via
Right.
email and talked
Right.
to you on the phone about. So I can't grant an extension, the board has to.
I understand
Which I-
that, and that's why I'm here. Yeah.
What are the fees as of to date?
I think I sent it all to you guys and forgot to print it for me via email. Which I did. I printed everything else for me and sent it all
Well-
to you guys.
I mean, one of the
Do you
points,
have the last invoice that I sent you?
I have a couple of different invoices. Let me see. July's, that's an old one. September. I have one that you sent on the 15th of October.
to date, the fees are at $890. One of the points is that right from the beginning, you knew you needed a permit, but you didn't get one.
No, I didn't, no.
Yeah,
I thought,
you-
I told you because I thought it was a pre-built that I didn't need one.
But you told us at the last meeting that you went to Lowe's, and they said, no, you will need a permit.
No, that's not what I said.
That's on the
Recall the
video.
conversation. Yeah. What I said was that when I was looking into building one myself, and it was Menards, not Lowe's, but when I was looking into building one myself, I knew I would need to get a permit. But because I got a pre-built, I didn't think I needed one. That's exactly what I said, sir.
And nobody else corrected.
And they didn't tell you, I remember that.
I'm sorry, what?
They didn't tell you when you bought it, that
No, sir, he did not.
And your husband also stated that he read all the ordinances and knew,
He had since
So-
then read the ordinances.
well, he read it, he said
I've
at the
read a lot
meeting,
of ordinances, and I've never seen one that specifies the square footage or anything about,
that had nothing to do with it. The point was your placement of it on the property. You finally did get the permit, things settled and all that, and that's no problem. There's no penalty for that. You got the permit and that's all good. It was the placement with the,
Which I was in
Because it was a
compliance of
prefab.
moving it. I was in compliance. I did everything that you guys asked of me. And the company drug its feet in moving this shed. And I have communicated, I'm just asking that you extend the deadline 30 days to wipe these fees out. I have kept everything and I've been in compliance. I am always in compliance.
Okay,
Like,
so-
I try to do my best, and if I can't make the deadline, I call. I thought that email was me telling her, I don't know when they're going to schedule this shed move. I did not realize that was not enough to get an extension.
but the only place you get an extension is to come here to the board.
In the past, I've always just called and said, hey, I need a few more days.
That's on different things. You went through the Board of Zoning Appeals, so we're the ones that would grant the extension. I'm just saying. Now, do you have that email that she sent you about,
I have all the emails right here.
I just want, go ahead and just read that one where she,
yeah, the very last.
oh, well.
I mean, the first one, she called me, and then I got some information from her, from Bruce, about how close it could be to the shed. And then, so I reached back out to her, and that was on 9/11, and said, hey, you didn't answer the phone. I just wanted to give you the answer to the questions. Feel free to reach out. She responded back later that day and just said, thank you for the update. And then on 9/30,
There's
We had-
another one. I think there's another one you're missing. Let me see if I can find it.
we spoke on the phone a couple of times, but
Well, you sent me a copy of it. Let me see if I can find it.
What was that email that she last sent you thinking that, the one she's talking about?
the only thing
What did
she
it
said
say?
is she had reached out and said the company was going to be moving, which she told me that on the phone. And then she said she would just let me know when they did that because she didn't have a date. And I
That-
said that was fine. And that was like 3 weeks before.
Yeah,
And then
that's the
I had
one.
sent a letter like a week before the deadline stating, hey, just letting you know, like the deadline's in a week, fining will start as of this date.
I don't,
I've got copies of all those letters too. Let's see, I think I might have dates on here. So she asked for the extension on 9/30. And that's when I had told her to reach out to you guys. Before that, I mean, she had called me and talked to me a little bit, but just telling me basically, hey, like, we're in the process of doing it. But, you know, she didn't, you know, mention anything about an extension until the day that I told her to call Joe. Other words, I would have suggested that sooner if I'd have known you needed more time. I honestly would have.
Well, I didn't know he was like, I honestly thought, well, maybe just a few more days and maybe just a few more days. Like, I just
Right.
kept hoping that they were going to schedule me.
I get that. I get how you thought they were coming and like, I just.
And the email that I sent, I was like, okay, that, they know I've got, like, they know I've communicated. Like, I thought that that was enough to get the extension. I've never dealt with you guys before then, apparently, if you guys are separate from the other city up there that I've dealt with for, you know, having an unregistered car or whatever. All I've ever had to do was stay in communication and ask, and if I needed more time, they gave it to me. I did not know that I would need to come
I didn't know
here.
until after the deadline, when I came by and checked, because I had sent you the letter that it was still there. I mean, you had never said what day it was being moved, you just said.
Because I
you had
didn't
called.
have a date.
Right, and I think if you would have communicated that sooner, I would have even suggested sooner for you to contact the board.
Again, I thought that was the email that I sent, said I don't know when they're going to schedule me. Those were my words. I don't know when they're going to schedule me. Everything's in line. I don't know when they're going to schedule me. That was me saying I don't have a date.
I mean, that was kind of after the fact, though.
No, it
The only thing
wasn't.
you sent me beforehand was basically saying, I will let you know.
That email was right after I worked.
What was the date of that email?
What's the date on which one?
Where she first contacted you?
Should be
It's like, read it bigger, there's-
September 11th. As after I contacted the company. And then I tried reaching out to her on September 24th, but I put Lisa in the email address and it kicked it back. And by the time I got a hold of her, the fee schedule was already out.
So I've got a document here on all of our conversations and every email, like in this notes.
The email specifically that I'm talking about was the email I sent right after I talked to the company and I told you, I don't know when they're going to schedule me.
So on
That was
9/11,
after I'd already talked to the company. I'd had everything set up. The gravel was laid. Even with all of his heart attacks, I was on schedule. And so alls I sent her was, because it was after the phone conversation, I said, we're ready to move. I'm calling the company.
You called
That
me
was
on
the phone
9:30.
conversation that we had prior to that email. And then I sent the email stating,
So all mine are matching up, 9/11, 9/30. Yeah, so 9/11 is when you called me, and then 9/30 is when you reached out to me again. There was not one before that.
I could
And then
have.
on 10/1.
You sent me an
10/3.
email, a copy of the email.
10/11.
And
Yeah, they're all right here. And even on iWorks, they were.
you sent me hold on, let me look in my inbox, not my,
Like I said, 9/11, she had called me, and then 9/30 after she got the invoices, when she reached out to me about the extension,
And one more time, what date was the 60 days?
the 27th.
27th of September.
Yes,
And she didn't reach out till
the 30th when she got the
the
invoice.
30th, so. And the shed was moved on October, it's only been a couple of days.
yeah.
24th.
Yeah,
20
and I have repeated phone calls and text messages to the company, and they were supposed to write me up a letter today, and I have several calls reminding him, text messages reminding him of that letter to give to you guys to explain why it took them so long to schedule this.
That's all well and good, but we needed to know that. I mean, it was really clear what was done. So without, saying, hey, I've got actually saying, I've got this guy on the hook, he's waiting, then we could have discussed it, but you really didn't, so.
Again, I did not know. I've never dealt with you. I thought a phone call and a text and an email updating you.
I mean, honestly, Roseanne, the last time I heard from you was 9/11 and then again on 9/30.
Yeah.
Which was-
9/11 was when I scheduled everything.
But, I mean,
And
I
I
have the
told- and
email
I s-
right here on 9/11, and that was me emailing you. And then you responded, thank you for the update.
And
Or
then-
no,
and
you
I say-
responded- Oh, right here it is. It is on the top of this one. Sorry, it was included in this one. That's why I didn't see it. It says, we are ready to have the shed moved, but I do not know when the company is going to schedule it. I'll keep you updated. That was 9/11.
Right. And they never, and
I did
they
not
never
hear
sent me,
from you
and
again until after the
I
fact.
tried reaching out on the 24th,
There
and
was
it kicked the email back. It kicked the email back because I put Lisa in there, and you are zoning only, no Lisa. And so after that kicked back, I called you again and emailed you a couple of times.
The only calls that I got were 9/11 is when you called, and then 9:30 is when you came in to the office. And then we started speaking again
Yeah,
after that. There was no calls in between
Yeah,
that.
that sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Any questions from the board?
I don't.
Any questions? Make motion, we take it to a vote. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Where's my second paper go?
Oh, let me make one thing clear. Yes will be to keep the fines in place, no will be to remove the fines. Okay? Okay, roll call.
Great. Stephen? Kendall?
No.
Mike Sablisk?
No.
Joe Mullinex?
No.
Richard Blair?
No.
Okay, just to be clear, yes was to keep them in place and no was to not? So I can get it off the minutes if not, but.
So we're voting to not do the fine.
You have to get rid of the fine, right?
why'd you just put me through all that for a no? Joe?
Ma'am, you really put yourself through it. All right. You want this back? All right, with nothing else for the board, I make a motion, we dismiss.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, folks.